All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Rick Berube here, doing the normal Monday podcast on this President's Day, February 20th. We are very fortunate today. From the Sedona office, we have Miss Nisreen Hawley. Nisreen, if you could hit *6 on your phone, that'll unmute you, and then we'll hear you. *6, please.
Got it.
Here you are.
Here
Welcome
I am.
to the show. I know you. It's always a pleasure talking with you. We've done this a time or two before, which is great, and I love it. So but there are some people that probably haven't heard your name before, so let's give them a little introduction. Tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
Sure. So I'll do a brief recap. I moved to the Northern Arizona, Sedona Verde Valley area in 1999. I got my real estate license in June of that year. I didn't really go full on into general real estate until about 2008. And I was married at that time, and my husband and I had our own brokerage for a bit. And then I went to a smaller boutique brokerage during the divorce. And then in 2017, I joined the Berkshire Hathaway office in Sedona.
Yes. And I think you've been the number one agent ever since, haven't you?
Pretty close to it. In the middle time between, the beginning of that and before I joined the Berkshire Hathaway office, I did, many other things, and I didn't really commit myself full on to real estate 100%. So I was a baker. I made specialty things and chocolates and cakes, and I did social media management training, and I helped other businesses grow their business. Mm-hmm. So eventually, by 2017, I was able to combine all those things into full-on real estate, baking, and social media marketing.
Yeah, and you do a great job. I watch all your videos all the time, too. I love them. Some of them are hilarious, too. And I can say this by personal experience, her cupcakes are off the charts. They're amazing. What was the kind the last time? Was it like a lemon? It was like a lemon cupcake the last time I was there.
I think I made you like an orange or orange caramel or something.
Yeah, orange. That's right. Okay. All I know is it was incredible. I was like, wow. You can't have just one. All right. There you go. I was way off my diet that day, but it was worth it. So give us
it's worth it. I know you burn a lot of calories, so you can handle it.
That's right. I do try to burn a lot of calories doing the workout. Yeah, I figured out you can cheat a little bit if you work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it's good cheating. But okay, so everybody's intrigued. I always say, that Sedona is the positive energy vortex. I didn't make that up, of the universe. I didn't make that up. I read that, and I agree. When you get up there, it's just a different feeling. It's a beautiful part of the world. Everybody loves Sedona. And everybody loves to hear about it. So give them a little update, like how's things going up there right now?
Yeah, so you're right about Sedona. It's absolutely true. Our energy, our vibration here, it's very inclusive and relaxing. And so that's the reason I moved here. I came here on vacation a couple of times and just fell in love with it. But right now, it's a big question, like what's happening. But we're a very small market, and we are a resort town. We're a retirement community. We're sort of in a bubble in terms of inventory. I mean, we don't have a ton of inventory, and we still have a reasonably good demand. So right now, across the board in Sedona Verde Valley, we're pretty well at a balanced market where buyers and sellers are on a level playing field. At the moment, we're not seeing the bidding wars that we've seen in the last couple of years, and waiving appraisals and waiving inspections and all that. Things have kind of come back down to normal.
Right. Yeah. But have you noticed a little tick up in activity in the last since January?
Oh yeah, just our typical cycle coming out of the winter into spring season, things do pick up. So we have seen an uptick. And then with the interest rates dropping a bit too, that helps. So, buyer activity is up for sure.
Yeah. Hey, you guys got a little bit more snow than normal this year, didn't you? Or is that normal?
Yeah. Well, it seems like it anyway. We're working on our third winter right now, and there's another storm coming in this this week. Because we'll have snow, and then 4 or 5 days later it's 69 degrees. It's beautiful, and then it drops to 49 degrees, and then there's another a storm warning for the next few days. But I think once we get through this third cycle of winter, we'd be officially in our spring. Yeah.
Yeah, once you get about March, then the Earth is tilting back to its better position. You guys will be hot in no time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So, give us a little. You mentioned baking, and then you mentioned social media, and I think that obviously you tell them how you fit both of those into your business. Start with the baking, because I think we'll spend a little bit more time on social media.
Yeah, so this is really a fun story. I mean, when my kids were very little, it was difficult to get out and show houses with an infant and a 3-year-old. So I did a lot of specialty baking just for, friends and family and some of the local restaurants. And so when the kids got a little older and I was back, showing houses and closing, I wanted to get a closing gift for my first sale back in the saddle. And I didn't have a lot of cash. So I baked them, a box of cupcakes. And their reaction to that was so wonderful that I just started making a special batch of cupcakes for every single closing. And so it really stuck. And I've been doing that since 2017.
Now, look, so I have a quality, a content question. When their reaction was positive, was that after the first bite of the cupcakes?
It was on seeing. Well, most people have a reaction to seeing them because they are pretty, and then they send a message, after they've eaten them. They go, "Oh my God!" And some people ask me, "Where did you get these? What bakery?" And then they don't realize, if they don't know me and they're coming here from somewhere else, that I actually made them. And when they find out that I made them, I think that makes it like a little more personal and special for them. And so some of those clients still message me on, birthdays and anniversaries and say, "Hey, could you make us something?" And I do.
Yeah. Because when you look at them and people, you got to post pictures on social media for them. When you look at the cupcakes, you go, "Wow!" You can just tell by looking at them, they're going to be incredible tasting. I know when I look at them, I'm like, wow! You almost don't want to eat it; it looks too perfect. Then you go, "Why?" Then you bite into it, and you're like, "Wow, that is incredible." Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got cut off. Wow, that was weird. It went really quiet. Oh. Yeah, so they're incredible. Nope. So that's a great story too.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I always love people's reaction to whatever I bake for them. So it's nice.
That's great. That's awesome. All right, cool. All right, so now get into, because you've been number one in that office for a while, and that just gives you what you're about to say more credibility. I think that's why I keep mentioning it. I think it's good for them to hear that. And so you do your business. I would say a lot of it is referral business, and I would say a lot of it is social media, right?
Yes. So I spend a lot of time staying in contact with my sphere and doing the things that realtors are supposed to do in marketing, but I think put myself out there on social media a little more than maybe most, and it's just a way for a lot of people to see you and connect with you. And this week, maybe in these last 7 days, I had somebody call me from our Berkshire Hathaway office in Sun Valley, Idaho, with a referral. I had 2, from down in the valley call me, and all 3 of those agents who referred people to me this in the last 7 days said, "We follow you on Instagram and we love your videos." And so that happens every week. Somebody says to me when I'm out at the grocery store or where, they say, "We follow you online and we love your videos. So it
Some
definitely
of them are
is
funny
being
too.
seen and it works,
I love it.
and it's yeah. I mean, I don't want to detract from all the other things that I do or we do as agents, but it's definitely an important tool in marketing. To put yourself out there online. There are over 2 billion users just on Facebook. So when you put your videos up, if you get 1,000 views, right, that's like sending out 1,000 postcards.
It
People
really
are
is.
looking.
I'm
You're
glad you
staying
said it
top
like
of
that.
mind.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it like that because people need to hear that. And it's even better sometimes because they're getting to know you. Like a piece of mail, like when I teach in success series, 58% of communication is your facial expressions, your tonality. 38% are the emotion, the tonality. Only 7% of the words. So when you're mailing, it's great. But when you're a video, and some of your videos are like music and you mouthing the words, and some of them are you talking, and so they're really getting to know you, which I think it's almost like it's like a piece of mail times 10 because it's not quite as good as a conversation. So it's probably that gap in between, an email or mail and actually having a conversation because they're getting to know you, which would eventually make them comfortable in using you, I think.
Yeah, I mean, people call me or they stop me when I'm out in town because, like I said, we're in a very small market, and they say, we know, or they'll come up to me when I'm out for dinner and they'll say, we follow you on Facebook or we follow you on Instagram. And, they feel like they know me and they're comfortable to just walk up to me and start telling me something, which is great. So.
Isn't that great? I love it. I see people, it still freaks me out to this day. It still freaks me out to this day that I do like my videos are more, different, like business, and I do a daily thought, and I meet people at our offices, like I leave to California tomorrow that I've never met that quote stuff that I say on there. So it's working is my point.
Oh yeah, it's working. I follow you on all the platforms, and your tips are great for agents. I mean, I'm sure you have a big following.
Decent. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
A little over 7,000.
Yeah, see, I'm right about 5,500. That's good. I think it's real. It took me a long time. I don't know how long it took me to get to 7,000. It took me a long time to get to 5,500.
When I had a whole new real estate life once I joined the Berkshire Hathaway office and I committed to being full time. And I started, a new Facebook page and new Instagram just for real estate at that time. So it's been since 2017. I've been growing, my audience. So.
That's great. Yeah, and I know you work with Patrick, the manager there. He's awesome. Love him.
Yeah.
And I know you work with him on mentoring some agents too, because I've got a couple of my coaching that I know they speak nothing but highly of you. So that's completely helpful, and that's also rewarding for you, isn't it?
So yes, I will say mentoring agents. I'm sure it helps me as much as it helps them. I mean, they come with the questions and all that, but they really jump in to assist with hosting open houses. I mean, there's absolutely no way I could sit an open house for every one of my listings every weekend, you know. So they jump in, they do that. It's helpful for them, to
Definitely
get the experience, and it's helpful for me and for my clients to have agents sort of spread out throughout the Verde Valley that can do showings for me on, short notice if I'm in the middle of something else with another client. So definitely the way that we work together, the people I mentor, and in general, the people at our office, it's really beautiful, actually.
Yeah, works out really well. And like you said, it's good for both because, like you said, it's great for them to learn by a true professional, and it's also great for you to get a little help with all your listings and all the business you have going. And it's great for them to see it done. I can't think of her name, but I interviewed one of the people that you mentor not too long ago, and she was she's great. Nothing but compliments for you too, so that's great.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's doing an amazing job. She's almost her first year, not quite a year out of real estate school yet, but she's doing amazing.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I want to give you plenty of time. I know the homework is to have the 3 points, but let me introduce it. So as someone like yourself who's a top producer in that market, definitely for our company, number one, and we got the awards coming up pretty soon too. You're always up there for the whole state.
So yeah, I'm gonna call out Patrick on this though, because he's super helpful. He tells me any question I ask him, he answers it or gives me the answer.
Oh, yeah.
Except for he won't tell me where I landed this year. He's like, I have to wait for the awards, but we'll see.
That's good, because that's what he's supposed to. I was going to say the same thing. I would love to tell you, but we can't, because I want to. It's so much fun to go to him too and see everybody. And I mean, you have a good idea because you can look up to the third quarter, yeah, or even actually till November. We don't give out December's until after the awards. And let me just put out one more plug too, since you reminded me of, we have a national convention coming up in Nevada, everybody. So if you're not signed up, every one of our markets, I mean, you could actually drive if you want to. It's in Nevada. It's in Las Vegas, the best place in the world to have a national convention. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do. It's worth it. So let's hear your top 3 things to really kill it in real estate, please.
Okay. So I am going to preface this with saying that the last 2 times we talked, I personally, and I follow your podcast, and I hear everybody give advice to the new agents, and what would you do if you were jumping in, brand new, what would you tell a new agent? And it's everything that we have said so far has been once they've already hired on with a brokerage. So I was thinking really about this last night, and my first thing I would tell somebody fresh out of real estate school is basically what I told Sonia, and that's go out and interview the brokerages. Like, take that time and don't worry about the dollars. Don't worry about the splits. I mean, like I said, in 08, I had my own brokerage with my husband. We got to keep 100% of our commission, which seems to be every agent's dream, right? But that was so stressful to have our own office and operate our own business fully without any support from outside and without having a brand and being a boutique brokerage and all that. I mean, it sounded good, and it sounds so good sometimes, but I would never go back to that. I mean, once I joined this office, the Sedona office, I've done more transactions, more volume, made about 4 or 5 times more than my annual income ever was when I was solo. And it's just so important for a new agent fresh out of real estate school to interview the brokerages and go where they feel like they are going to get full support. It's the leadership, it's the culture, it's the core values of that company and that office are to help you grow your business, then the money's going to come. It doesn't matter what the split is or if there's, transaction fees or desk fees or franchise. I mean, don't look at that. Like, don't trip over that. Go with where you're supported, and then the money's going to come.
And the money will follow. And just to piggyback on that for a second, because I started my own little company too, but when I started mine in 1994, that's when brokerage we were at 50-50. I mean, RE/MAX was just coming out with their, pay your expenses and keep the rest concept. And today, what you just said, today with our splits and so forth, I mean, really, you're running a company within the company without all the headaches parts, like the lights, the bills, the rent, and all you have to do is produce. So that's why I think when you take your focus and take it off the business end and just make it on the sales end and your clients and so forth, it allows you to shine way more as an agent because of where your focus goes.
Oh, definitely. It takes a tremendous amount of pressure off that I really didn't realize. I mean, in terms of the hours I used to invest in creating my own templates for just listed and just sold, and all we have available to us is already designed and perfect, and like takes really 30 seconds to upload 3 pictures to it, and it's done. And so it's that and the website and the trainings and everything that you provide. I mean, I really believe from, my feeling is Patrick, Charlie, JT, Troy, you, Mark, like I believe 1,000% that you guys care about us and that you're here to offer us every opportunity to succeed. And I know that there are people like that everywhere, and you've just got to interview and see who you align with. And it's really important to start off where you feel supported like that.
No,
And
I
then
really
you can
appreciate
take all
that.
the other tips that the agents
Yeah.
once you're settled in a good office, then take all those
Yeah.
other tips that we give for growth. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I just want you to know that while we were talking, Patrick also texted me that one of the main reasons he stays with the company is because he gets to clean up all the leftover cupcakes that you bring to the office. I thought that was funny.
Okay, so that there is a little truth. There is a little truth to that. Yeah.
Fringe benefits. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. You know what? And it is awesome. A lot of people don't understand how good it is to have a killer broker who cares about you. And you really have two, because we have Patrick and then you have Charlie. Charlie is like, he knows everybody. He's a good guy to have on your side.
Oh, Charlie is amazing. And for Charlie to come up after, the last time he was here for our meeting, and there was a time before, I know he had just was recovering from surgery, and he still came up, and he still makes that effort to make sure we all know that we have a cell phone number, we can call him anytime. I just haven't had that experience before, so it's really nice.
Well, thank you. And I know JT is now in full gear, and obviously Troy has been for a while there, so we got a really good team, and I really appreciate that. And it's obvious. It's awesome to have exceptional agents like yourself using the whole. It's great when you use what we have, right? So a lot of agents come in and they don't start using the tool. I know. I see your stuff. It's great. Maria does such an incredible job with the marketing, because we already have great stock stuff, but the little tweaks and because I call her the queen of marketing. The queen of marketing, Maria Hill, is amazing. So we have quite a team, and I really appreciate you mentioning that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So my second thing on my 3 things is take pride in your own personal wellness. Whatever this looks like to you, right? Your physical, mental, and emotional needs really need to be met, because I had this great conversation with a friend of mine over the weekend, and the bottom line, the gist of it was, you can only give another person, another client, another teammate, or your partner as much honesty, integrity, care, and consideration as you're willing to give yourself. So
right.
I feel like you really have to be committed to yourself if you want to be that top, agent, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and giving yourself all the things that you want to give to your clients, to be in the highest level of service.
I agree, and I think coming from the, from you, top agent in the positive energy vortex of the universe, I think is very, very, very spot on too. Good one.
I said something. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I haven't heard that point in a very long time, and I think it's very important. So I just wanted to point that out. That's a very important point.
Yeah, I sent my team a little message this morning. I send the messages here and there, but it just said, if you can build a muscle, you can build a mindset, and that's the whole thing. I have these conversations with people, and then I want to pass on just a little bit of it to the mentees, so they can sort of have something to think about that day.
I love it. Build a muscle, build a mindset. That's incredible. I love that saying. That's great. Perfect. You know what? And it's funny because I know that my wife Tina is taking her grandkids to build a bear today. You can also build a bear. You know that.
Yeah.
I love that little franchise. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that out there.
That's such a cute
keep going. To me, that's a very important point.
Yes, I think it is. And also, I think next time I have to give you some cupcakes to take to Tina. I do love seeing you guys' travels around and your pictures online too.
Oh, thank you.
So my last one is ask for help. Ask for help. There are no stupid questions, and so many mistakes can be avoided if you ask your manager, ask your broker, ask your mentor before you say anything or move forward on writing something up. If you have the slightest bit of uncertainty, or you think you know, you go, oh yeah, I think I know this from real estate school, or I'm pretty sure it's going to be this way. Just ask first, and it would save you so many headaches in the long run.
So true. Yeah, because it's easier to fix something before it goes out than to, once it's out and accepted, to make changes, because then it's if somebody signs it, it's basically law at that point.
Yeah. The thing I least enjoy doing is making a bunch of addendums to a contract. So yeah, ask first, just check it, double check it.
Yeah, you guys call your, what's the first addendum called? The Binzer in Arizona, isn't it?
Oh, for the that's for the buyer inspection notice. Yeah.
Oh, the buyer inspection notice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, we have a couple minutes left. Okay, so I love those 3 points. They're incredible. Obviously, you know what we do. We're going to make that a nice social media post and a company-wide email for all 4 markets. So I think those are incredibly awesome points. How about anything else you can think of before we, because we have 2.5 minutes left. Give us something that you've been thinking about lately, maybe that you're thinking about doing this year coming, 2023.
Yeah, so this year I really want to do some more things with the mentees and trying to get like some more team building things. We're planning to do dinners together, more often, and doing some client events like that, like events for ourselves. Back to that point number 2, to take care of us and make sure that we're in the right mindset, that we've built the right mindset. But for example, Sonia and Aaron from Prosperity are working on like a first-time buyer sort of a free class, right, where they're going to talk to people about like the Home Plus program that offers down payment assistance. That's something that we did a few times last year, and I'd love to do more. I mean, as much as we're a luxury market and sell, some high price point homes, some of my favorite transactions are the ones where we can get people into something without any money down or like a very low down payment. And I believe there are still people out there who are not educated as to the programs that are available for first-time home buyers. So we want to do some more, education stuff for us and for our clients.
I love it. That's awesome. I love it too. And it's good team building, good camaraderie. You guys are, like I was telling you, I think Patrick does a great job up there with the agents. Obviously, you do a great job helping out. And like you said, it's a give and take. They help you because you have a lot of business going on, and they get to see a professional in action, which is completely helpful and awesome for them. So one of those things that always works out better when everybody's getting something out of the equation, and that's why everybody contributes at the same time. So awesome. Well, Nisreen, I just want to say thank you very much for taking your time out today. This was awesome. I guess I wrote down some really good points here, and I'm sure other people on here did, and it's going to be out, on the podcast forever, and then we'll send it around everywhere. So hopefully you get some referrals out of it too. Don't be afraid to send her referrals, folks.
Yes, we will be happy to help. Happy to help.
All right. Well, awesome. Thanks for your time. You have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thanks for having me. Always fun time.
Awesome. You're always awesome. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.